The Office was so famous and loved by fans that everyone on the internet, one way or the other, has heard of it. With 9 seasons in its rack, this popular workplace-themed sitcom, with its raw and subtle comedy, has definitely left us rolling on the floor laughing. As it ran for so long, it changes along with the situations and humor the world has undergone, probably why it became successful. So let's take a trip down memory lane and see which jokes wouldn't be funny in the present times. Hey specialists, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about hilarious moments in the office that would be questionable today. Diversity Day. First on the list is the second episode of the first season. Many people thought of this as one of the early standout episodes of the show thanks to the hilarious jokes and commentary, but that was 15 years ago. The whole idea of the episode was for the workers to be more open with races and diversity. Michael thought that the little seminar done by Mr. Brown wasn't enough, so he came up with his own twist for Diversity Day, the cards. His employees had to choose one card with different races on them and put them on their foreheads, and they would act out the card in front of others for them to guess what they were. And that's where it kinda went downhill. In order to answer correctly, the characters had to make it easy for them to understand. Michael even says to focus on tragedies and go for slavery versus Holocaust.
That is on their forehead. Oh, come on, Olympics of suffering right here. Slavery versus the Holocaust, come on.
I think you already know what I'm trying to say. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal before, but it was a decade ago. Racial stereotyping has been discussed heavily over the course after it aired, so maybe trying to talk the way they used to would go very, very wrong. The world would probably do what Kelly did to Michael.
Delicious googie googie, only 99 cents plus tax. Try my googie googie. Try my googie googie. Try my googie googie. Try my...
Or maybe even worse. The Chump. Up next is the 25th episode of the 6th season. If you've watched The Office, you would know that Michael hates Toby with a burning passion. I mean, disliking a coworker sounds like a normal human being, right? We all have that certain person from work that would definitely ruin our day the moment we laid our eyes on them. One of the highlights between this cat and dog relationship is when Toby was going over the radon gas test kits. And Michael, out of his typical annoyance with Toby, said this.
And if I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice.
It was a classic moment. It was golden at the time. It was pure sarcasm and dark humor that you just can't deny that it was an iconic scene. But let's take a closer look. Michael's treatment of Toby is obviously workplace harassment. It's clear as day, just concealed in humor. It's definitely difficult to find this as funny as it was before. I mean, Toby was compared to be worse than 2 well-known murderers and the cruelest man in history. What was Toby even doing? I'm sure our definite reaction by now is the same as how Dwight and the others reacted.
Okay,
You were
all
being
right.
really funny, and then you went too far.
I would kill Bin Laden and then Toby.
No, it's still...
Women's Appreciation. Season 3's 21st episode was definitely something uncomfortable, and you just can't watch this while sitting still. Especially for the ladies out there. Pretty much, Phyllis got flashed by a man in the parking lot. That sentence is enough trauma for a woman, isn't it? But get this, her boss questioned why she would get flashed out of all people. And not just that, decided to make fun of it. Yeah, turn someone's fears into humor. Great timing, Michael. To even make things better, he decided to pretend to flash his staff with his fingers in his pants.
No, Dwight. Respect. R-E-S-P-S-V-T. Find out what it means to me. All right, you know what? That's it. Conference room, 5 minutes. Women's appreciation.
Wait a second.
And when he realized he had gone wrong, he decided to bring his female coworkers to Victoria's Secret in order to compensate for his wrongdoings. I think you're seeing the problem here. No woman or any person is deserving of sexual harassment, let alone be made fun of for experiencing it. Also, Michael, you don't make it up by taking girls lingerie shopping. That's just straight up uncomfortable. Your boss treating you to an underwear shopping spree? That's just not it. Customer service. Season 5's 6th episode is one of the weirdest but also undeniably funny. That is, back then. It was pretty much about suspecting the low customer performance ratings they received. Then Dwight and Jim tried to figure it out, trying to find the culprit behind the fishy numbers. After searching far and wide, they finally figured out who it was. They summoned Kelly, the customer service representative for their branch. Kelly is an extremely emotional open girl with a hint of pettiness. So when asked about the low ratings, she replied with this.
I was raped.
Cannot say.
I mean, it was funny and kind of well thought of at first. Running away from your problems by coming up with a lie that makes you look damaged and you can't function well. I mean, sure, why not? We've all done something similar at some point. But the problem here is that it's a very heavy subject now, as it should be. This kind of humor won't be taken as lighthearted as it did before, and should have never been in the first place. With the number of cases and crimes in the world right now, this would not be seen as a joke. And just like Michael said, and just please never do this to any of your friends who forgot about your birthday. That's just wrong. A Benihana Christmas. One more from season 3 is the Christmas special, comprising of 2 episodes. But let me just highlight the helpful detail for the important part. Michael getting brokenhearted twice. Carol, Michael's former love interest, called it off. So he went to the party sad and decided to look for his little rebound. He found a waitress from the Benihana restaurant that became his new girlfriend. Here's the twist though. Michael got confused with the 2 waitresses they brought to the merged party, and before you know it, he discreetly marked his girlfriend with a marker on an arm. This is a complete issue because he can't tell 2 different women apart just because they're the same race and were wearing the same uniform. Michael got what he deserved though, because both waitresses left and said that the party blows, leaving Michael with nothing but pain once again. The Dundies. Another one on the list is that 2 Dundies related episode. In the sitcom, there's the annual Dundies night, where Michael gives off awards to his employees. Dundies is that one night held at Chili's where Michael gives embarrassing awards to the Dunder Mifflin employees. Kind of like an Oscars if you will, but poorly budgeted and very weird and questionable awards. I mean, like the Hottest Guy award. Michael thinks everyone loves him and his jokes, but in fact, they're just tired of it. As Michael thinks everyone loves his lame humor and character, enters Ping. Ping is one of Michael Scott's many characters. Don't get me wrong, Michael looked hilarious with those glasses and big false teeth, but something is definitely off now if we take a look at it. It's none other than another one of those racial stereotypes. I mean, it was a joke back in the day, what else can you expect? But now it's just plain wrong. Ping was based off a Chinese delivery man with the same name. It just really sounds wrong looking and laughing at him now. Not just that, but the awards in the Dundies itself are just straight up inappropriate. To state some examples, we have Phyllis with the Bushiest Beaver Award. That itself sounded like a sexual innuendo. Although it was intended as the busiest beaver, still saying that award out loud to your coworkers is just wrong. You can definitely see the hurt in Phyllis' eyes. Poor Phyllis.
Yeah! Way to go, Phyllis. Nice work. Per usual.
This says bushiest beaver.
I told them busiest idiots.
It's fine.
Well, we can fix it.
Another example is Angela's Tight Ass Award. I mean, that sounds like workplace sexual harassment. We clearly know it's a no-no with Angela's reaction and rejection of the award.
And the Tight Ass Award goes to Angela. Not only because she is everybody's favorite stickler, but because she has a great caboose. So come on down.
No.
Also, another one for Angela is the Kind of a Bitch Award, which was initially for Dwight. Forcefully is extremely sensitive, as it should have been in the past. And that's it for our list, folks. Nonetheless, The Office is still arguably one of the best and golden sitcoms that existed in history. Did we miss any other TV scenes? Let us know in the comment section below. Until next time, this is your TV Specialists.